Hi guys, this is Sindhu. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about the mommy mistakes that I made, which I absolutely do not want you guys to repeat. So on YouTube, you can find a lot of videos talking about the things that you should be doing if you have conceived or as a new mom. But I don't find across a lot of videos telling you the things that you should not be doing. So here are a few mistakes that I made as a new mom, which I'm absolutely not proud of, and I do not want you guys to make the same mistakes. The first thing is not taking postpartum recovery seriously. When I say not taking postpartum recovery seriously, a lot of mistakes that I made was not taking my postnatal vitamins regularly. So I would take it one day and I would not take it another day. So usually once delivery, you're still asked to continue a lot of supplements that you were taking before the delivery when you were pregnant. So you are still asked to continue like calcium tablets and maybe vitamin D and a few other tablets based on your personal requirements. And I was absolutely not regular with them. So when I was pregnant, I was very religious with my supplements because I knew that my baby wanted all those supplements. But once I delivered, I was so careless with my own body. I was breastfeeding and I was still not taking calcium supplements regularly. I would take it one day, the next day I would neglect taking it. So I absolutely do not recommend that because I do have a lot of issues which I'm going to talk about because I did not take my supplements. See, it's one of the side effects of not doing or doing all the wrong things. So that's one. The second thing is not wearing postpartum belt. If you want your tummy to look back at least a little similar to how it used to look before, you need to tie that belt or you need to tie a sari tightly. And I had a C-section, so I was not allowed to do any of that for almost a month after having a baby. But even after a month, I went to the doctor gave me a go ahead, and I still did not wear the belt because the belt was like pretty high and would sit on my belly like this. And I had a big tummy then. It would sit and then I couldn't sit properly. You know, usually it would like hurt me here near the ribs and it would be really tight. It's the whole purpose of wearing the belt is to just tuck your tummy in. And I was so uncomfortable that I neglected that as well. And right now I have lost a lot of weight, like the baby weight that I had, because my daughter is like almost a 4-year-old right now. So there is like a flap that comes in your lower belly, which usually you get only if you get pregnant. So that flap doesn't go in if you do not push it in at the right time. So if you don't want that flap after losing weight, you don't need, especially if you are somebody who likes wearing like low waist jeans and you know like some like a swimsuit, it's gonna evidently show. So you don't want to avoid wearing the belt. And the next thing is postpartum massages. For some reason, I was so arrogant about postpartum massages. I felt like, you know, people do not really know about. There is nothing called a postpartum massage. There is, you don't need a massage to recover, and you don't. People, if they like give you wrong kind of massages, you might get hurt. Especially the ones who come home and give massages, they are not professionals, but they are the ones who have experienced, you know, these old ladies or you know like aunties. They are so very well experienced. Even if they're not professionals, they are so well experienced in their art that you will see some benefits out of it. So I have a terrible back pain right now. Every day in the morning I wake up with back pain. I cannot sit for too long without a back rest. It starts aching like it's gonna start in a few minutes now. So you know, like I wish I had gotten those postpartum massages back then, and I think that would have helped, you know, like loosen up the muscles and you know like feel better. I think that would have helped, but right now I've passed my time and I absolutely do not want you guys to go through the same mistakes that I did. So if you have a chance to get the postpartum massages, please do get postpartum massages. They are absolutely beneficial. They'll help you relax the muscles and they'll give you that strength back, and they will also help you feel nice. because once you're done giving birth, the importance all goes to the baby. The mom is mostly like nurturing the baby and taking care of the baby, and you're up in the night, you're up through the day. Your body and your health takes a lot of toll, even your mental health. So any kind of pampering or nurturing will actually boost your energy and also your mental health. So do not say no to massages, just take them and they're gonna definitely benefit you. So the second thing I want to talk about is not starting exercise a month after delivery. So for a month, your body has gone through a lot. It needs rest. It needs time to come back to normal. But after a month, like I have gone through delivery. I've seen my friends go through their deliveries. 1 month is all you need to recover from that pain and from that exhaustion that your body has gone through. And after that, your body slowly bounces back. And after a month, or maybe take 2 months, if you have had a really bad pregnancy and a delivery experience, then 2 months as well. Take 2 months, and after that, start exercising. Like there are plenty of videos on YouTube, and there are so many like classes that happen for like postpartum mothers. But yes, not exercising will also lead to a lot of health issues like back pain, like knee pain, because you've put on so much weight during your pregnancy. Your knees are going to start hurting, your ankles are going to start hurting, back will hurt like crazy. And if you do not stretch your muscles, if you do not like exercise and give that muscle strength to your body, then all you will have is fat, no muscle strength, and you're going to feel really weak. So I did not do that, at least until 6 months postpartum. I did not do any exercise. I didn't even go out that much. I just went out to shop for the baby or myself, and I would come back and I would sit with the baby. Nobody told me that not exercising will like affect me negatively on my body. People were like, lie down, sleep, you need to be sleeping next to the baby for the first 3 months, you're not supposed to go out. But that is absolute rubbish, I'm telling you guys. 1 month is when you should be starting with light walking and some stretching, and 2 months you should be doing some sort of exercises, like like regular exercises, like yoga, like for your pelvic muscles and for your upper body strength. You need to do all that. That is when your body will be able to handle taking care of the baby, because the first 6 months is no work. It's actually baby is in the crib or on the bed. After that, once the baby starts moving around, is when all the aches in your body starts, and then you realize which muscle is hurting and where what muscle you should have stretched. So please start exercising 2 months or 1 month or 2 months postpartum. That's gonna help a lot. There's another mistake that I made that I'm extremely embarrassed about, but I'm still gonna share with you guys. That is being constantly worried about my baby's weight. So in India, or any other country for that matter, you associate cuteness of a baby with its weight or being chubby. Usually people come in to look at the baby and then they say, why is the baby like so weak? Do you not feed the baby enough? Is she not making enough milk? So these things are the regular conversations that happen in an Indian household. Mine, I didn't have any problem with like producing enough milk, and then I didn't have problem with my baby's weight, as in like I would take her to like vaccinations, and the doctor would say that she's growing up fine, she's fine, she looks great, and she was very active, and she was hitting all her milestones well. But I was so worried about her not being chubby that I would constantly fret about it. I even tried feeding her formula when I was producing ample amount of breast milk, just to make her look chubby. So this is something that you need to consciously put aside, because I'm sure like everybody around you wants a chubby baby, you will want a chubby baby, but chubby is not associated with health or cuteness. So a lot of kids, like a lot of times when you are overfeeding the baby, it will lead to obesity. So you do not want that. That's a whole other problem. So you don't want that. So stop obsessing like me about baby's weight. If your baby is doing well, if your baby is hitting all its milestones, and the baby is active and happy, then you should be happy. You should be a happy mother. So stop constantly worrying about baby's weight and ignore if people say that your baby is lean or looking weak. So unless and until your doctor complains about your baby's weight, you should be happy about how your baby looks. The next mistake that I made was very related to what I spoke about previously. That is me wanting my baby to look chubby. So the next mistake is introducing solid food to your baby sooner. So I introduced solid food to my baby when she was 5.5 months old. See, again, I just wanted my daughter to be more chubby. So that is what I thought when I was giving solid food. I thought that solid food will help her gain more weight, which was not right at all. And you should not be introducing solid food to your baby before 6 months. A lot of time, introducing solid food to the baby before 6 months will lead to obesity, and your kid being more susceptible to allergies, and also it might also lead to a serious problem, which is a type 1 diabetes. So you absolutely do not want that. So no matter how tempting it is to feed your baby solid soon, that may be like a fruit, or like a rice cereal, please do not introduce solid food to your baby before its turn. Like after your baby turns 6 months old, like introduce solid food in the consistency of your breast milk. Not start with a really thick solid food. It will lead to constipation in babies. So what my brother, who's a pediatrician, told me was the first week, you're supposed to introduce solid food to the baby in the consistency of your breast milk. So if you're making rice cereal, then you should make it as thin as breast milk. And the second week, make it the consistency of honey. A little thicker, but then not thick enough. The third week still honey, and the fourth week a little thicker. So start like decreasing the amount of water and make it solid enough, and look how your baby reacts to it. Okay, the next mistake I made was not changing the solid food as the baby grew up. So for her 5.5 to 7, she was usually getting just ragi and rice cereal alternatively. When she was like 7 months old, I started introducing some other food like mashed vegetables and like mashed bananas. But the problem was I did everything mashed. So even when she was like 8 to 9 months old, when she could like pick and put it in her mouth, I was still spoon feeding her all mashed stuff, like everything that is gooey, which she can easily swallow. And until she was 12 months old, I kept giving her khichdi, which was completely soft, like grind. Khichdi that is like literally like in the form of soup. And I used to make different kinds of khichdi. Like she used to get a lot of nutrients with it. I used to give her mixed vegetable khichdi, palak khichdi, and regular dal and rice khichdi. And like I used to feed her varieties, but they were all in the form of soup, like basically that runny texture, and she would just swallow it. And when I started introducing her like proper solids like roti chapati, she did not know how to chew. So I didn't realize that, rookie mistake obviously. I was a first time mom. I didn't realize that my daughter has not learned to chew. So I'm sure a lot of people don't realize that they're making these mistakes. So when you are introducing solid food to your baby, make sure as the baby grows, you change the solid food as well. As the baby develops and like shows these milestones that they can pick and place it in their mouth, start giving them food that they can actually eat. Like maybe once the baby is like 9 months old, when she or he can pick and eat, give them like boiled rajmas and other things that they can actually like, which will not choke them, like carrots, boiled rajmas. These things you start introducing, like do not make the mistakes that I made. The next mistake that I made was screen time during food. A lot of mommies do that. I'm not alone in this. I know that for sure. I've seen a lot of my own family and friends do this, but this is an absolute a bad mistake that all the mommies are doing. I initially thought my daughter enjoys screen time during lunch and dinner. Like we are sitting and eating in front of TV, my daughter would do the same. Like, why treat her differently is what I thought. Oh my god, such a bad mistake. You should not be giving any screen time during food, no matter how big your baby gets. So when they're eating, they should not be getting any screen time, because they are so fixated on the screen. They'll not even realize how much they're eating and what they're eating. They don't have that awareness. So you really don't want to make that mistake, that giving screen time during food is an absolute no-no. Do not make that mistake. You will regret it. Even till today, my daughter wants an iPad when she wants to eat. She thinks that, she associates food and screen together. Once the food is done, she's gonna give up the iPad and go play. But when I'm feeding her or when she's eating, she's watching screen. And most of the time, when she's eating, she's not even looking at the food. So you don't want to do that to your child. You need to make sure that they're aware of the food that they're eating, they are chewing properly, because a lot of times the kids don't chew. They keep it on the side and they sit. My daughter used to do that too. Luckily she doesn't do that anymore. So do not do that. Do not practice giving screen time when you're feeding the baby. The next mistake is not setting a proper night routine or a morning routine for the baby. What constitutes of night routine is basically give your baby food, and after that you want to change your baby's dress, put them in a pajama, and like maybe read a story and put them to bed. See, that is something that you have to do very religiously every day. That's when it becomes a routine. You can't do it like once a month or once a week. Expect your kids to sleep and follow the routine. So night routine will help them, like sleep better. They're gonna sleep at a certain time and they're gonna get like a proper stretch of sleep. If you are not doing a night routine, then they're not disciplined enough to follow, like a particular time to sleep and wake up. So we as adults, we are very tired, we want to sleep at a certain time, we're gonna like switch off and sleep. For babies, that's not the case. Only when you like discipline them and set a routine for them is when it becomes a habit for them. So if you have a morning routine, please like develop a night routine for your kids as well, and keep at it. Do not do it for just a few days. Like keep continuing it until it becomes a habit for your baby. The next thing is you need to realize when you need to stop using wipes on your baby, because as hygiene and also as environmental friendly, we usually kept using wipes on our baby until our baby was like 10 months old, and then we realized that now that she can sit and she can like have that balance, we can like wash her bum with water. But I think I could have done that when she was like 6.5 months old, because she would like take support and sit even then. So the more hygienic way of like cleaning the baby's bum is obviously using water. So make sure that you consciously stop using wipes when the baby grows up, and if the baby is able to sit with support, maybe you can hold the baby and then clean the bum. Use water. That's more hygienic and also environmental friendly. You're not discarding waste into the nature. The next thing is self feeding, or like baby led weaning. So basically I think the babies are ready, but once they're like 8 or 9 months old, they're very ready to feed themselves. You as mothers should let them go and should let them explore their food. So our every pediatrician visit, our doctor would ask us, is she picking and placing things in her mouth? And we would say yes. And he would say that your only responsibility right now is to keep your house clean. So make sure that the area around her is clean, and you can put food on the plate, let her put it out, she can pick it up and eat. She's gonna build resistance, nothing's gonna happen. Just keep the area clean and let her put it in her mouth. Do not try to spoon feed her. But I, as a mother, I was so obsessed with her not eating enough that I used to bring the paste again, the cereal, and I used to feed her. So what I would request you guys is not do that mistake again. Please let your baby feed. You know, they grow up to be such good toddlers when, if you have taught them self-feeding techniques, they eat well, they know when they're hungry, they're gonna ask for food, they won't wait for you to come feed them, you know, like they're gonna know how much when they're hungry or when they're not feeling hungry. And once they eat enough, they're gonna say, no, I've had enough, I don't want to eat more. There's so many things, so many recipes you can find for kids to, you know, like finger foods that you can find for kids to feed themselves. You can feed them one meal just to feel good as a mom, but other meals, let them fend for themselves, let them eat, they're going to be fine. You should not be worried about their food. The last mistake I'm going to talk about is about potty training. The only way to potty train baby is stop putting diaper on them, and you have to take them to the washroom repeatedly, like take them every 30 or 45 minutes, like have a timer and have a reminder, and take them to the washroom every 45 minutes. So once you do that for at least like 15 days, the 16th day you will have a baby run to the bathroom and sit by themselves. You will not even need to go, get a chair for them to climb on, and they'll go sit and like use the potty. So I used to always get frustrated to clean up the space when she would like pee on the floor. So I would like clean up twice or thrice, and then I would say, okay, I'm done, I'm not gonna clean her pee anymore. So I used to like put a diaper on her and leave her for the rest of the day. Do not do that. Like, you need to have some patience when you're training the babies, because obviously it's their first time as well. They're learning something new. So yes, consistency and having patience is the only key to potty train a kid. So these are all the mommy mistakes that I have made as a first time mom, and I would not like for you guys to repeat it. Some are very silly, and you know, like that affects the baby a lot, and now I regret about making those mistakes. So that's me sharing my mommy mistakes with you guys. Hope you guys learned something, and I hope you guys found it informative. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like the video if you enjoyed watching this, and do not forget to subscribe. I'll see you in my next one. Until then, take care. Lots of love. Bye.